Californians are getting death threats in these 7 states. It's getting bad. Jennifer Williams woke up on a Tuesday morning in Boise, Idaho to find a note on her Tesla. Not a parking ticket, not a friendly hello. The note said, "Go back to California. You're ruining our state." She'd lived there for 8 months. Never met her neighbors. Never caused trouble. Her crime? A California license plate and the fact that she could afford to buy a house that a local family had been priced out of. And here's what terrifies me. Jennifer's story? It's not unique. It's not even unusual anymore. Right now, in 2026, there are 7 U.S. states where Californians are being met with open hostility. We're talking slashed tires, hate mail, businesses refusing service. Don't California my state, bumper stickers everywhere. And it's getting worse. Way worse. This isn't about politics. This isn't about red versus blue. This is about what happens when 400,000 people a year flee one state and flood into communities that can't handle the surge. And if you're thinking about leaving California, or if you're already living in one of these states, you need to understand what's really happening, because it's about to get ugly. State number 1, Idaho, Boise, the epicenter of resentment. Let me start with the worst one, Idaho, specifically Boise. This is ground zero for the California backlash. In 2019, the median home price in Boise was $315,000. By 2026, $620,000. That's a 97% increase in 7 years. A teacher in Boise makes $48,000 a year. A nurse makes $68,000. You can't buy a $620,000 house on those salaries. Meanwhile, tech workers from San Francisco are showing up with $180,000 salaries and cash offers. Jennifer Williams moved from Sacramento in 2024, sold her house for $485,000, bought a bigger one in Boise for $540,000. The first month was fine, she told me. Then I started noticing the looks. At grocery stores, coffee shops, people would see my California plates and turn away. Then came the notes. "Go home. You're destroying Idaho." She changed her plates within 3 months. But her neighbors knew. "I've lived here 2 years now," she said. "I've never been invited to a single neighborhood gathering. My kids struggle to make friends. It's lonely. Really lonely." Jennifer isn't some villain. She's a single mom who wanted a bigger house and lower costs. But to locals, she represents everything wrong with their state. Why locals are furious. Property taxes increased 45% in 5 years. 41% of home buyers from California. Local home ownership dropped from 64% to 51%. Rent, $950, 2019, $1,850, 2026. The backlash got organized. Keep Idaho, Idaho signs everywhere. Facebook groups like Boise Locals Against California Invasion hit 15,000 members. Some businesses offer discounts to Idaho natives only. If you're moving to Idaho in 2026, understand this. The welcome mat is gone. You will face resentment, and it's not getting better anytime soon. State number 2, Montana, Bozeman. The Billionaire playground. Montana is different. If Idaho is about middle-class Californians, Montana is about ultra-wealthy Californians turning an entire state into their vacation playground. Bozeman median home, $385,000 in 2018. Today, $875,000. That's a 127% increase. But it's not just upper-middle-class transplants. It's Silicon Valley executives, Hollywood celebrities, hedge fund managers. Tom Peterson grew up in Bozeman. His grandfather homesteaded there in 1947. He's a contractor making $75,000. In 2021, he found a house for $420,000. Started the mortgage process. Then a buyer from Palo Alto paid $510,000 cash and closed in 9 days. Tom tried 6 more houses, lost everyone to out-of-state cash buyers. He now rents a 2-bedroom for $2,000 a month. "I'll never own a home in my own hometown," he said. "This is my family's land, and I've been priced out by people using it as a vacation spot." Then Yellowstone happened. The TV show made Montana the coolest place in America. Paradise Valley saw prices jump 67% in 2 years. Ranches that were $2 million are now $8 million. Sarah, a nurse in Missoula making $72,000, told me, "I save lives. I work 12-hour shifts, but I'll never afford a home here. Meanwhile, some tech CEO buys a $4 million cabin he uses 2 weeks a year. How is that fair? Montana's resentment is class-based. The bumper stickers don't say, "Go back to California." They say, "Montana is not for sale." If you're ultra-wealthy, you'll be fine. But if you're upper-middle class thinking you'll be welcomed, you'll be seen as part of the invasion. State. Number 3. Texas. Austin. When it becomes political. Texas is where California resentment went from cultural to political. It became a full-blown movement. And it's changing elections. Austin's population, 932,000 in 2015. By 2025, 1.1 million. That's 168,000 new people, most from California. The tech companies arrived: Apple, Tesla, Oracle, Google, and brought California employees. David Chen moved from San Jose to Austin in 2022 for Tesla. $160,000 salary. Bought a house in Pflugerville for $485,000. He thought he'd made it. At his son's soccer games, parents would ask where he's from. Bay Area. Conversations got cold. One dad said to me, "You're one of the ones ruining Texas," David told me. I was shocked. Why Austin locals snapped, median home, $295K, 2018, $492K, 2026, pumped 6-7%. Property tax bills, $4,200, $7,900, 188%. 38% of home buyers from California. Traffic commute times increased 43%. Don't California. My Texas started as a joke in 2022. By 2024, it was a political movement. Candidates ran on protecting Texas from California influence. Some won by running ads. They voted for high taxes and failed policies. Now they're here. Don't let them do to Texas what they did to California. Here's the complicated part. Most Californians moving to Texas are conservative or moderate. They're fleeing California because they don't like its politics. But that nuance gets lost. David voted Republican in California. "I moved to Texas partly because I like low taxes," he said. But nobody cares. They see California plates and I'm the enemy. Austin's infrastructure is buckling. I-35 is a parking lot. The power grid still hasn't recovered from the 2021 freeze. And locals blame Californians. If you move to Austin, don't talk about California. Embrace Texas culture and change your plates immediately. State number 4, Oregon, Bend. The housing crisis they can't forgive. Oregon has always had California transplants, but COVID changed everything. Remote work exploded. Californians realized they could sell their $850,000 Orange County house, buy a $450,000 house in Bend, and pocket $400,000. Lisa Morrison grew up in Beaverton. She's a dental hygienist making $68,000. In 2019, she was saving for a $320,000 house. By 2021, it was $440,000. By 2026, $565,000. Lisa gave up. "I've lived here my entire life," she said. "This is my home. And I've been priced out by people who decided Oregon looked nice. They destroyed their own state, and now they're destroying ours." Oregon's numbers. Bend median, $395K, 2019. $685K, 2026, 73%. 44% of buyers from California. Rental vacancy, 0.8%, crisis level. They have a word for it in Oregon. Californication. The process of California culture and prices taking over. Facebook groups like Bend Locals Only have 8,000 members. Some restaurants have locals discount promotions. Ashley, a teacher in Bend, makes $51,000. Her rent is $1,850 for a one-bedroom. That's 43% of my take-home. I can't save. I'm trapped. Where does she blame? Californians. They jacked up prices. I'm educating Oregon kids, and I can't afford to live here because of them. Bend's population went from 95,000 to 118,000 in 7 years. The infrastructure can't handle it. Locals feel like their town was stolen. "Bend used to be our little secret," one resident said. "Now it's overrun because Californians discovered us." State number 5, Arizona, Phoenix. The water crisis. Arizona is different. Locals aren't just resentful about housing. They're worried about literal survival. Phoenix might not have enough water by 2030. Phoenix gets 8 inches of rain per year. It survives on Colorado River water, and the Colorado River is drying up. Lake Mead is at historic lows. By 2028, Phoenix could face water rationing. So what did Phoenix do? It kept growing. 1.7 million in 2020 to 1.95 million in 2026. That's 250,000 new people. In a desert, with shrinking water supply. Carlos Martinez is a Phoenix firefighter making $71,000. When I was a kid, Phoenix was affordable, he said. My parents bought for $125,000 in 1998. Today it's worth $520,000. I can't afford my own city. Last summer we had 53 days over 110 degrees, Carlos said. My AC bill was $487 in July. We're running out of water. But we keep building houses for people from California. Arizona's crisis. Phoenix median, $285K, 2019, $442K, 2026, 75%, $140,000 to plus. California transplants, 36% of growth. Water allocation cuts, 21%, and worsening. 400 heat-related deaths in 2025. Emily, an environmental scientist, we're heading toward crisis. By 2030, Phoenix might have water rationing. Lawns banned, pools emptied, and nobody cares because housing prices keep rising. Phoenix hit 118 degrees for 31 straight days. People got third-degree burns from steering wheels. Asphalt melted. And Californians keep moving there. If you're moving to Phoenix for affordability, you're miscalculating. You're moving to a climate crisis zone. And locals see you as part of the problem. State number 6, Colorado, Denver. 30 years of resentment. Colorado's California backlash started in the 1990s. Before Idaho, before Texas, before Montana, Colorado was dealing with this. And that resentment is 30 years deep. In 1995, bumper stickers said, "Don't Californicate Colorado." Denver's population, $554,000 in 2000. Today, 735,000. That's 181,000 new people. Colorado gained 900,000 people since 2010, an estimated 280,000 from California. Brandon Mitchell was born in Denver in 1987. He's a paramedic making $64,000. My parents bought in Highlands for $145,000 in 1995, he said. That house sold for $890,000 last year, a 514% increase. I save lives in Denver, Brandon said, but I have to live 40 miles away in Thornton because that's all I can afford. Tech workers from San Francisco buy $700,000 condos like it's nothing. Colorado's numbers. Denver median, $185K, 2000, 614K, 2026, Saladue 32%. I-25 traffic increased 127%. Vail Ski Pass, $89, 2010, 2420 2026, all 180%. You see native bumper stickers everywhere. It's not about indigenous heritage. It's Colorado natives saying, "I was here before you ruined it." Jessica has one on her Subaru. "I grew up skiing for $45 a day. Now it's $249. I grew up when teachers could afford houses. Now they're living with roommates at 35. California ruined their state, then came here and ruined ours." I-25 through Denver. What was 20 minutes in 2005 is now 65 minutes during rush hour. Locals are priced out of their own mountains. The relaxed Colorado culture got replaced by hustle culture. If you move to Colorado, you're walking into 30 years of accumulated resentment. Change your plates. Don't talk about California. Don't complain Colorado isn't as good as California. State number 7, Nevada, Reno. The Tahoe spillover. Reno is where Californians who can't afford Lake Tahoe are moving. It's 30 minutes from Tahoe's North Shore. And it used to be affordable. Lake Tahoe, California side, $1.2 million median. So wealthy Bay Area residents bought on the Nevada side. Then even that got expensive, so they moved to Reno. Amanda Torres is a nurse at Renown Hospital making $81,000. In 2021, I looked at houses for $320,000, she said. Got outbid on everyone by Californians paying cash. Now those houses are $565,000. I'll never catch up. Amanda works 12-hour shifts saving lives. I feel invisible, she said. My contribution doesn't matter because I can't compete with California money. Reno's numbers. Median home, 315K 2019, 565K 2026, plus 79%. 48% of growth from California. Rental vacancy, 1.2%, crisis level. Robert, a contractor making $72,000. Reno used to be for working-class people. Now a basic house is $550,000. Californians cash out with $400,000 equity and pay cash. How am I supposed to compete? I'm getting priced out of my own state. Some landlords tried, illegally, putting no California transplants clauses in leases. Facebook groups like Reno for Nevadans have thousands of members. Cars with California plates get keyed. Notes on windshields. Confrontations at stores. Reno's casino culture is disappearing. Now it's craft breweries, expensive restaurants, yoga studios. I don't recognize my city, Robert said. It feels like California now. Reno is not the deal it was in 2020. You're not escaping California costs, and locals are openly hostile. The big picture. 7 states. 7 versions of the same problem. Californians leaving California, and the destinations can't handle the surge. The pattern. 1. Californians move with higher salaries equity. 2. Housing prices explode. 3. Locals priced out. 4. Infrastructure buckles. 5. Cultural identity shifts. 6. Resentment builds. 7. Backlash becomes organized. Are any states safe? Not really. Every Western state has California resentment. Least hostile, Washington, Seattle already expensive, New Mexico, less saturated, Utah, Mormon culture creates separation. Most hostile, Idaho, number 1, Montana. Close second, Texas, political, Oregon, small towns, Arizona, resource scarcity, moving east. The South and East Coast face less backlash because they're booming from everywhere, not just California. But if too many Californians arrive, resentment will build. What happens next? 2026, 2030. Short term. Prices keep rising, backlash intensifies, organized movements grow. Medium term. Arizona water crisis hits, reverse migration begins, locals keep leaving. Long term. These states become California 2.0 with the same problems: high costs, traffic, housing shortage. The uncomfortable truth. This isn't about Californians versus everyone. It's about broken housing in America, income inequality, remote work, climate change. But it's easier to blame Californians than fix systemic problems. Advice for Californians. You will face resentment. Change plates immediately. Don't talk about California. Be humble. Accept you'll never be fully accepted. Consider alternatives. Maybe don't move. Advice for locals. Your anger is valid, but blaming individuals won't fix it. Push for more housing, limits on corporate investors, higher wages, better infrastructure. The California invasion is a symptom, not the disease. Call to action. Have you moved from California to one of these states? What's your experience? Are you a local? How do you feel? Drop your story in the comments. No judgment, both sides. Hit subscribe because next week, I'm covering the 10 cities where locals are begging people to move to. Places that actually want you. Whether you're from California or dealing with the invasion, I see you. Your frustration is valid. Your struggle is real. This conversation is just getting started.